Hello, hello, hello again. Okay, thank you for tuning in to my channel, Let's Talk Static, where every topic is the topic that is up for discussion. I am your host, your girl, Cameo81. So thank you guys for coming on in. I am so happy to have you guys. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the power of letting go, and there has been like so much that I have just really just been thinking about. 'Cause I've been contemplating on, you know, what my topic was going to be, and so as I sit here and I begin to pray. You know what I mean? And God just placed in my heart to talk about the power of letting go. Okay. A lot of the times we hold on to certain grudges, certain situations. We hold on to a lot of things, and when we're holding on to those things, they keep us bound. They keep us tied down, and we don't we don't realize that when we're holding on to those things that we're more so like hurting ourselves more than anything, you know. There has been, and we have all seen it, like the celebrities and all of that, the beefs that go on and on and on and on and on, and the fact that when they are in in the process, when we're acting out on emotions, we're acting out um on ego, you know what I mean. We don't understand that we hurt ourselves more than anything. You can actually take the young and ace and the Fulio situation. With young and ace and Fulio, both of those young men are ta- talented, talented young men. You know what I mean? Um, and I think it's like what the ATK KTA beef that they had going on, or whatever. You know what I mean? Both of them, they lost friends, they lost loved ones, and eventually it ended in Julio Fulio's demise. So with that being said, that alone was a beef because it actually started over something. It actually started over something petty. You know what I mean? And then we can go back to the Quando Rondo and the Little Dirk beef. You know what I mean? Um, Quando Rondo, he lost his cousin, and Lil Durk, he lost his best friend. You know what I mean? And it's all over a petty beef. Like a lot of the beefs are petty. It's over things that two men can come together and actually hold a conversation about. But our issue is that we're so busy and caught up in chasing pride and chasing ego and chasing the image that outside people expect for us to be. You know what I mean? Um, Let me see what else. Even with the NBA young boy and the Fred Bang, it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Both of them, they have lost loved ones, they've lost best friends, they've lost family members, they've lost so much. So when you're in that in that zone and you're choosing, because everything in life is a choice, and if you're choosing to not let go, if you're choosing not to walk away, you know, um, then you'll actually lose more than you gain. And my question to you guys is it really worth it? I'm just saying, is it worth it? Like, is it worth you losing your family? Is it worth you losing your life? Is it worth you losing your friends? Like none of that is worth anything. And so that is one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about the power of letting go. Okay. And so excuse me, guys. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about the power of let it go. When um when you're choosing not to let go, um, you're giving control to I would say a darker power, you know, and it keeps you in this place. You know what I mean? And it's an ongoing thing to where like you constantly will find yourself in an era, or in a position to where you have to defend that position, that stance at all times, whether it's mentally, whether it's emotionally, whether it's spiritually, or any type of way, but you're bound to that. You know what I mean? And so when you choose to allow yourself to become a better and bigger version of yourself, and you allow yourself to let certain things go, then that's like you're breaking the chains and breaking yourself free of the things that's holding you bound, especially if it has that type of power over you, to where once you wake up every morning, you have to find yourself having to uphold that position, having to uphold that power, that ego, or whatever it is that you have to hold on to, because you have given that other entity power over over your emotions, or power over your actions, or power over your mental, or power over your heart, or any part of you. So you're bound to that. And so when you choose to allow yourself to let go of certain things that keep you bound, certain animosities, certain types of anger, certain types of um, jealousy, envy, hate, like all of those things, when you choosing like to let those things go, not only are you gaining and grabbing that power back, not only are you obtaining that power back, you are freeing yourself. You're freeing yourself from everything. You're freeing yourself from becoming a victim. You're freeing yourself from, being in a situation where you constantly have to prove yourself. So you're freeing yourself from your ego. You're freeing yourself from all of those things that will hold you bound. And you gain that power back. And once you gain that power back, then that's when you're able to become the best, better version of yourself. I'm not saying that, okay, well, you can't. It's been proven. Young and Ace and Fulio, Quando, Rondo, Lil Durk, NBA Young Boy, and Fredo Bang. I'm not gonna say that beef ain't gonna. You can't be your best version in the midst of that. Yes, you can always be your best version in the midst of that, but eventually it comes to a halt. Eventually it comes to a stop, one way or the other. You know what I mean? So my advice to you guys is, it's okay to gain that power. It's okay to decide to let go of the of your ego. It's okay to allow yourself to let go and gain that power, so that you can become the best or the better version of yourself. There's nothing wrong with being a better version of yourself. Let people see you in a different type of light, you know, so where they're not always pointing fingers, they're not always judging, they're not, or you don't always have to put yourself in a position to have to defend that position. You know what I mean? You know, those type of things. Because there's so much, that comes with that, I would say with that territory, or with that stance, you know what I mean? And I just think that it's very, 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 it's very important um for us to be the better version of ourselves. So okay, so basically I am going to, because y'all already know, I already told y'all, at the end of the day, baby, I'm still Let's Talk Static. I'm still your girl Kimio. But, I have given my life to Christ. So, and I just want to touch bases on something. Okay. So right here where it says Ephesians chapter 4, verses 26 through 27. Be angry and do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger and give no opportunity to the devil. Ephesians chapter 4, 31 and 32. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice. Be kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you. James 1 and 19. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Proverbs 15 and 1. A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Proverbs 19 and 11. Good sense makes one slow to anger, and it is his glory to overlook an offense. Basically, he's saying, like, if you're slow to anger and you're one of those people that, will stop and think about things before you speak or before you react, you know. Um, and that's just glory. Gives you glory. Proverbs 16 and 32. Whoever is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city. And Psalms 37 and 8. Refrain from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not yourself, it tends only to evil. So I'm just like, and those are just a couple of verses that, you know what I mean. I wanted to call it out to you guys, because we do need to, I would say, sometimes we have to check ourselves. You know what I mean? And it's okay to check yourself, because I find myself checking myself a lot. I have at one point in time, I was one of those people that I wanted to fight all the time. That was the way that I felt like I could get my point across. You know what I mean? Um, but as I begin to take that power back, as I began to start thinking and start realizing that, I don't have to react to everything. I don't have to respond in this type of way. You know what I mean? I can come at any type of situation with a positive response, so that I can control the outcome of my situation. You know what I mean? Um, so it's been a road, but it was something that I chose to do. You know what I mean? And it shaped, and it's still shaping, and it's still forming me, because even now, like, what I say about maybe about 6 months ago, me and my sister, we actually had a disagreement. And um and with me, like I said, I was quick to anger. And but after the whole situation, I felt bad. I felt so bad, because I was like, I'm not even supposed to allow anyone to get me to that state of mind. You know what I mean? Let alone my family, let alone my sister. You know what I mean? So I just want to encourage you guys to take back the power that God has blessed you with. Take back that power and don't give that power to anyone. We have too many of our youth that are dying. As a matter of fact, that they're coming to their demise. Excuse me for that word, but they're coming to their demise because we aren't teaching them the principles, the right principles for them to stand on, for them to stand by. We're not teaching that to them because we're still working on it for ourselves, but we got to get it in check. We got to get it intact. You have to. You have to get it intact so we can teach them something different because there's too many people that are losing their lives because they're giving power away to another entity and it is gaining control over them mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You know what I mean? And so I just want to encourage you guys that that's something that we as a community we have to work on. We have to work on being there for our children. We have to work on listening to them. We have to work on teaching them other ways to solve problems. And that's something that I wanted to touch bases on. So I'm coming to the end of this video. I want you guys to do me a favor. Hit like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I will be bringing more topics up with you guys. I am going live, as you guys can see. I will be going live more. And I'm going to be pulling you guys up from the platforms. I want y'all to come on up and just come join me. And we're going to let's talk static. Let's touch base everyday topics that we all face every day. Okay. I am your girl, Cameo81, and I'm out.